You know, like most of us, you probably have TikTok. And it can be a fun ball of joy at times. But there's other times it feels like you went out on a Friday night, got yourself a hooker, had fun, and then you feel shameful in the morning because you just regret your decisions from that night before with that hooker and the booze. And TikTok gives us that. You know, one for the political ads or political commentary that we're all sucked into like a freaking virus we just can't get rid of. Come on, you do it too. You know you've got an opinion. Somebody says something, you've got to say it too. Or it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But either or, I'm sucked into that. And it can get annoying. It just can get annoying. But then there's the other part of the TikTok that just gets annoying. All the freaking QVC-ish type ads. Everybody promoting this, promoting that. And yes, some of the testimonials are genuine. But then there are times that those testimonials are just so full of crap. And, well, this is one of them. Because as a guy with that loves cameras, that has fun with them, that uses them on a daily basis in one way, shape, or form, or just holds them and plays with them like a kid on Christmas, I had to wonder, because this is one of the products that comes across my For You page all the time. Maybe it's because I talk about it, maybe because it's because I just dream about it and have wet dreams about it and wake up with a little spiffy going, camera! I don't know. But I wanted to know if they were real because it seemed the testimonials were just too good to be true. They felt more forced. It's a great camera. It's 46. I take it with me on pic. Oh, look at me. It just seemed a little too good to be true. So that's what we're going to find out today. Is the testimonials of these cameras true? Right here on The Average Guy. So I'll see you in a minute.
So this which they thing, that which we just unboxed was this right here, the 64 megapixel 4K ultra high definition digital camera. Yeah, that right there, that digital camera. There's no branding on it. There's no branding. There's nothing other than it's a digital camera. You can see it's a digital camera. You can see it's a digital camera, but it's not Canon. It's not Sony. It's just a digital camera. And where did I get said digital camera? Well, I think I told you, TikTok, because it's been a while since I recorded the intro. But I got it from the TikTok shop. And, well, as they say in the big wide world of adultism, you get what you pay for. And I'm sure this is no different. I mean, I've got a lot to say about. I've got a crap ton to say about this thingy-mabobber that's classifying itself as a digital camera. But before I go into how bad of a camera it is, let's give it some props. Okay, we're going to talk about some of the good stuff of this camera right here, because literally, like the build quality, I'm going to say this, the build quality, I'm actually impressed. It really feels like a decent, can you hear that? It feels like a decent camera. Like if you drop it, you're not gonna cry about it. Not just because it's a cheap camera. We're talking like 30 to 50 bucks depending on what TikTok shop you get it from. But the fact that it feels like it's a robust camera, like almost action camera robust. I'm not saying throw it into the lake or anything, but I'm gonna say that if you put it in your camera and it gets a little scuffed up, you're not gonna be any worse for wear. It's gonna be worth, using. Okay. And then two, the controls of this camera, all the controls are really well thought out. Like literally everything can be done with one hand. All the jog wheels, the buttons, the controls, the little scene modes and everything with one hand, and it's really well thought out in that experience. Then you have the LCD screen here. it is a decent size for what it is. I was actually pleasantly surprised on how much you could actually see with this camera, this lens in daylight and the nighttime. They did a great job with that. And then there's this part. See, what looks like a lens, it's not a lens, it's more like a buffer. So you're not gonna hurt it, you know. And which I was actually surprised. See, most of this is like this hard plastic. You can hear this. But the lens is more, like I said, it's more of a buffer. If you can see, let's put it up here like this. Let's see if you can see that buffer, that lens right there, that what they consider a lens, is it actually protects the actual lens, which is a good thing. So no problems there. And there is another thing which I was actually pretty impressed by. The layout of the SD cards and the batteries. Because in a lot of cameras, what there is there's the tripod mount on the bottom. But a lot of companies will put their batteries, or their SD cards right here where it's hard to open up and you got to take it off the tripod. Here, if you run out of space, which I doubt you will, you know, there's where you put your SD card. There's where you put your SD card. See, there's the bottom of it, and then there's where you put your SD card and your charging port, which is good. And then on the opposite side, if I can pull it down, you have the battery. See, check it out. Look at the battery right there. The battery right there. So that means if you were actually to use it for vlogging or whatnot, you don't have to take it off the tripod and you know, fiddle with the bottom. Everything is right there, which to me is actually a brilliant, thought out idea. But that might be as far as it goes, because again, you get what you pay for. So let's go, before we trash this, before we just disintegrate this thing to trivial BS, let's go take it out, take some video of the day and the night so you guys can get a feel of it and if it's actually worth that much money, you know, the $30 to $50 from where you get it, and the footage, the photos. See how well the photos are daylight and nighttime, and see how you guys feel about it yourselves. I'm still skeptical. So we're gonna go run to the hills. We're gonna go look at it and see what you guys think. So we'll see you in a few minutes. All right, let's go. So this is what the camera looks like. No microphone. Audio straight from the camera, which would mean no audio. And we're walking around with it in our hands. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to look if it's too shaky, because the anti-shake, whatever stabilization is supposed to be on. But this is what it looks like. We have no studio lights on. We have sunlight directly in our face. But now let's put it down and just see what it looks like with the tripod in the sunlight here. So here's what it looks like, tripod on tripod. And again, the audio, right the way it's looking. I need a script writer. So yeah, now let's go into the studio, see the studio lighting, and then we'll take it into some nighttime shots and see how that looks with different various lights and walking around as well. So we'll see you in a minute. So here's the video from the Tik Tok camera. This is with some actual nice lighting. I've got a light here, a light over there, and one right here because I was recording my video. I forgot to turn it off. But now let's switch it over to what it looks like with when I have studio lighting on. 1 second. So this is what it looks like with my studio lights, the stuff I shoot in my YouTube channel, my YouTube studio. No ND filters are on here. It's just me and the camera. And of course, both the studio lighting and this lighting, it's on a tripod. I'm not walking around. So this is what it looks like when it's just stationary, which again, it's really seems to be doing okay. So yeah. And here's what this looks like at nighttime with the street light above us. And as you can see, it's not the greatest. Canons and Sonys and Nikons will do so much better than this. But this is what it looks like with the street light. Let's move away from the street light. Let's get it. Now we've got the street light behind us and the street light right there. As you can see, it's not much better. But let's do another spin here, right? So there we have it. A little bit of street light. So I wouldn't really want this for a night camera unless I actually had some good lights with it, shall we say. But let's do a little walk. Here we go. Now we are walking. So you're getting this normal vibration, night shots. So it is what it is. You are getting what you pay for. And for the money that you're paying for, not too bad. Let's get some photos. So, what did you guys think about this 64 megapixel 4K ultra high definition camera from the TikTok shop? Ooh, focus. Was it something that you would actually want? Because I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna be eating my words here, I guess. But I was pleasantly surprised. I was really, a while back I got a flip phone, right? I got this flip phone for a backup, and it takes pictures. In fact, here's one of them now. And I was thinking that this thing was going to rival that camera. But no, it actually did a little bit better. It did a little bit better. Now, was it 64 megapixels, let alone 20 megapixels? By no stretch of the imagination what it would compare with. In fact, here's one of the photos I took, and here it is zoomed in on the same area. Look at how bad it is. You know, it's eating it up. Now, a good 64 megapixel, whatever, a good 20 megapixel camera would not eat that up. You would be able to have a good looking photo to pull out, and that's why you have it, is because you want to be able to zoom in. So this is definitely not 64 megapixels, let alone 20 megapixels. And the video, oh my God, the video, I actually was, wow. You could vlog with it. You could literally make, if you had a good microphone and recorded, you could make a decent vlog with that camera. Now, would you want to make a high quality movie with it, or a movie of any sorts with it? No, not unless you're screwing around. You know, I mean, it's just not there. So if you want to share with friends and family, this camera is not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal. You know, and if you want to get a kid interested in cameras and how to frame it, this could be something that could be useful. But there are some downfalls. So now let's get into some of the downfalls. One, it's a minor nitpick. When you're, you know, this one is the screen. When you're flipping up the screen, it literally takes a second or so to see the image. You know, like when you flip it back, the image is it just takes a second, which that can be kind of frustrating when you're trying to catch the moment. And the jog wheel, when you're turning it, you don't sometimes know what you're turning it to. I mean, yes, it does change. It does change with when you change, but you don't see what it is, what you're changing to, action, film, whatnot. So you kind of got to guess what it is you're using it for. And then the functionality, the keys, the jog wheel and all the buttons like that, you can hear them. They don't feel like they're going to hold up over time. So yeah, this camera's robust on the outside and all over this lens cover, but this feels like if you just get some kind of grain or sand in it, it's gonna just lock up and you're not gonna have any luck with it whatsoever. And then the menu itself is very limited. Like half the stuff you see on the screen just seems pointless and useless. And to actually learn to use any of this, you really are going to be struggling. But again, you're getting what you pay for. It is a $30 to $50 camera off TikTok shop. So what are you really expecting? It is exactly what I thought it was going to be. Just nice, expensive kids' toy. Is it all that bad? No, no. But is it something that I would get somebody seriously trying to get into photography or has a that likes cameras like me? No, there's no way I would purchase this for someone. Now, if you are looking for something that is in the realm of a point and shoot, that is a good point and shoot, then there's so many better choices out there for you to choose from. Don't hesitate to look up on eBay or McCarty or even through like maybe a Facebook Marketplace. But if you are serious about cameras, this is not one for you. Now, for a fun Saturday night to just have fun and laughs and with friends, yeah, it would be fine. But again, there's better options out there for just a little bit more money or even less than this. Hell, I got my little Casio point and shoot for $10 from a friend of mine. But it is what it is. I paid for it so you guys wouldn't have to. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you've got any comments or ideas down below, please share with me. Show me where I can improve. Send me hookers and booze. I don't know. Maybe I should have said that on TikTok, but this isn't family friendly. This is Daddy's house. So I will see you next time on Daddy's House, the average guy. But until then, go get a camera, even if it's this one, and go show the world how you see it. I'll see you next time.